Today we're going to do a review on the Riu Palace Aruba. We spent 5 nights here in June 2023 and our room was a junior suite oceanfront. We have never been to this resort before. We have been to Aruba before, and we do all-inclusives about 6+ times a year. So we kind of consider ourselves like resort professionals. So let's just get right into the questions. Now, we don't talk about the answers, so I don't know what he's gonna say. He doesn't know what I'm gonna say. So it's gonna be a surprise for me just as much as it is for you. And before we get started, we did daily vlogs of our day for all 5 nights. So if you have not seen those, you might wanna go back and start there, and maybe that will help you out. All right, so what was the best meal that you had?
The best meal I had here was the lunch at the Antilles, hand-pressed burgers, fixings, and it came with curly fries. They had all their sides, but all their different potatoes and french fries. What was the best meal you had?
So we dined off-site for dinners each night. So the answers are only about breakfast and lunch. I thought that the buffet meals were better than expected. Tons of options. Everything was hot and replenished quickly. I think for me, the few standouts were the pesto pasta and coconut cheesecake. What was your favorite pool?
My favorite pool, I don't know, I'm like half and half between the Palace and the Antilles pool. The Palace had music all day and the service was great there, but not the drinks. The drinks weren't that great. Antilles though, the drinks were well made, but the service was like a little slow. You couldn't find the servers that much. What was your favorite pool?
So really there was only one main pool on the family side, and then on the adult side there were 2. I think it really depends on what you're looking for, because the family side is like just much more party focused, whereas I found the Antilles side to be more relaxing. So I think it kind of just depends on what you want to do. We kind of split it equally. So it was like we did both, and you're able to do that as well as long as you're an adult. What did you think about the beach?
I think it was beautiful. The color was great. Calmish water, but it was very windy, hot. If you didn't have shade, you would like pass out. What did you think about the beach?
I thought it was incredible. I mean, it's just an amazing, Palm Beach is a really great stretch of beach. It's really large. You have a lot of room to spread out. I loved it. I have no complaints whatsoever about the beach. How did you like the room?
I liked the room. It was decent. Great 180-degree view from where we were. The balcony view. Temperature in the room was good. Good size. We had an area for the mini bar. And then in the closet, you enter, there's a sitting area, and you step up onto the bed, and the bathroom's off to the side. The only thing, it was a little loud at night because we're right near the maids' quarters, and the elevator's right next to us, and we do sleep with a sound machine at night, so that was the only downfall. What did you think about the room?
So I thought the room absolutely could use an update, but overall it was fine. We lucked out with a larger room due to where our room was located. So we ended up having a double balcony outside and then this little sitting area, which every room doesn't have. But like Kevin said, our room is the only room that when you get off the elevator, you go right. And we are the only room there, obviously, on all the floors. And then there's like the maid's closet. So we had a little extra space, so it was kind of like a trade-off. It was a little loud at night with the elevator, and also in the morning when the maids started coming in. What Kevin was saying was we sleep with a sound machine, so we have like rain sounds. We put that on really loud. So we probably heard less than other people would if they didn't sleep with any sound. So we can usually mask a lot of the sounds, but it really wasn't that much of a big deal. I think I would prefer having the extra space and dealing with, you know, the little bit extra loudness. What was your favorite drink?
My favorite drink was a Blue Coral. It was a frozen drink with rum, blue carousel, coconut milk, and I believe pineapple juice. What was your favorite drink?
I liked the Coco Loco best, and that's frozen. It's pineapple juice, rum, coconut cream blended. It's really good. But if I'm being honest, the alcohol was an issue for me. The offerings are mostly well drinks. I'm a very picky drinker, so that's a challenge for me. Usually, if I don't like a resort's drinks, then I'll just sort of make my own drink and I'll just ask for Don Julio or Malibu with water, and then I always bring my own like flavor packets with me. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that because I'm not gonna do that with well liquor. So I didn't drink that much. I drank a lot more water than I usually would on vacation. You could buy a bottle of duty free if you really want something in particular. And I thought about it because I love margaritas and the best tequila that they have is Jose Cuervo. And so I thought about it, but I'm like, what am I gonna do? Carry around my bottle of Don Julio? That's ridiculous. So that would be kind of a downfall for me. What would you rate the resort, 1 to 10?
I would say a 7.3, and only because there's not many all-inclusives here too, so that's like more on the higher end. What would you rate the resort?
7.2.
Oh, we're close.
We're close, yeah. What would you change about the resort?
I would add some a la cartes to the restaurants, especially for lunch. The buffets are basically the same during the day. There's like 2 on each side. They're the same, more entertainment, maybe not take the breaks during the day. They take like a 3-hour lunch break. Don't take that, maybe stagger them with the individual workers. And more selection, like Brittany just said, more selection of alcohol. And I mean, you can only drink so many frozen drinks during the day, it gets so full. So what would you change about the resort?
So this is a tough question for me because it's a budget resort. So I can't fault the resort for being what it is. I chose to come here. No one made me come here. I knew what the Riu brand was and I knew what I was getting myself into. You can't go to Chili's and expect Ruth Chris quality. So I'm gonna try to give some critiques without like, you know, asking for things that I would expect at $1,000 a night resort. So 1, I would like to see drink service on the beach. The bars aren't far, but if you don't, you know, if that's gonna bother you or you have to get up and get your own drink, then it might not be the resort for you. I love umbrellas that actually provide shade and that aren't see-through because it is so hot here, and really having no shade, like everyone's burnt. I'd like a snack option open later in the day. The main lunch buffet is open 1 to 3 and the smaller one near the beach is open 12 to 4. Today we aren't eating dinner until 8 p.m. So around 4 p.m. I was like, oh, I kind of want a snack because I have like 4 hours till dinner. And you just don't really have an option after that. You have the sports bar, which has like hot dogs, nachos, and cheese, and like a few pre-made cold sandwiches that are in a fridge, and I just wasn't interested in that. And there is room service, and I didn't want that either. And I suppose this is just me being picky, because I guess there are options, I didn't want them. But this resort is very like drinking focused, so I'm kind of surprised that there aren't more like snack options open later, because people aren't getting out of the pool until like after 6 o'clock here. So I'm just surprised by that. Even like popcorn or trail mix when you're, you know, at the lobby bar having a pre-dinner drink, it's nice to just like munch on something. So I would love to see that. It goes without saying that I would love a few more name brand liquor options. And then more elevators would have been helpful. Obviously that's a structural thing, so that'd be really difficult to add now, but there's only 2 elevators for this size resort. Is like crazy. So you're waiting for the elevator for a long time. When it finally comes, it's full. So then you're waiting even longer. We took the stairs more times than not, but when you want an elevator, you're waiting for a really long time. And I do agree about the a la cartes. So for breakfast and lunch, buffet is your only option. The a la cartes are for dinner. I would love an a la carte, if not for breakfast, at least for lunch, just for like a little something different to add. Now the buffets did change. I don't want you to think that the buffet was the same every day or every meal, because it was not. They do different themes, and I thought they did have a lot of different options. But if you're here for 7 days and you're doing buffets for all meals, you may get a little sick of it. What was your favorite thing about the resort overall?
My favorite thing was it's easy to walk anywhere if you want to go downtown. If you want to visit the adult side next door, it was not far at all. The view was great from our room. You could see beautiful sunsets, and Aruba's just a great place.
So for me, the staff were all super attentive. Nelson, the server on the family side, and Nelson, the bartender on the adult side, were standouts for me. They were fabulous, but everyone we encountered was great, from just like gardeners, maids, everyone. Like, everyone was really nice. And I thought that the views were nice. Even if you have a partial ocean view room, you're still gonna have a really nice view. Would you come back?
Yes and no. Yes, if we came with a group. Not that Brittany's not fun, but I think there's a tons of groups here and they're having like tons of fun. And no, I would like to try maybe a different resort in Aruba, only because there's not that many, and it's different than like a Mexico-ish all-inclusive or like a Dominican Republic with the kind of resort, or maybe go to like a condo again. Because the dinners, the food in Aruba is like top notch here. So yes and no, if that makes sense. Would you come back?
Yes, mostly due to the location. You can't beat the beach or the proximity to the Palm Beach area. And I agree, it is really good for groups. So I would come back. I also agree, there's only a handful of all-inclusives in Aruba. So I likely would try a different one before coming back here, just because there's so few here. You have any extras to add?
Extras, I have a quick one. The staff, like Brittany just said, is very friendly, very helpful, nice. I think she just said that it's nice that the resort is within walking distance to things around where I said it. There's other shops right around here. Resorts, excursions, you could walk to our excursion. We did the sail away tour, and we had a great time on those excursions. Any extras for you?
Yeah, so this was not our first time to Aruba. We were here almost 5 years prior and did not do an all-inclusive, which is why we did it this time. But we chose not to eat dinners here. The food is just so delicious in Aruba that we wanted to dine out while still having drinks, entertainment, and whatever meals we wanted included. I don't regret doing that at all. I think you can do all-inclusive and still enjoy things off property. I still found very much value in doing the all-inclusive while still spending money to go out for dinners every night. The resort is really great for groups. That's pretty much all we saw all week, was just so many groups. I mean, I don't even know as many people as like these people are bringing with them to Aruba. It is just crazy. There are definitely kids here, but it's not overrun with kids. If anything, it's overrun with groups. It definitely gets lively and rowdy in the pool very early here. And then it calms down between like 1 and 3 for lunch, and then it picks back up around 3:30. I'd say Palace is good for groups or people that really want to party, and then the Antilles is more couples focused. And then adults can use either side, so it doesn't really matter where you stay or where you sleep. You can come and go. The only thing that you cannot do is dine at an a la carte to where you're not staying. Everything else, you can go to the buffets, use the pools, have drinks. It's right next door, so you can either walk down the beach or there's a little walkway, a covered walkway off the lobby. So it really doesn't matter where you stay. It's kind of like just pick your vibe. And I was really happy with my time here. I enjoyed it. If you would like to come here and use a travel agent, I'd love to help you get booked. You can reach out to me on my website, memoriesandmojitos.com, and you'll find a little spot to submit a quote request. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and leave them in the comments. We're really good about responding back. And again, if you did not already watch the daily vlogs, I would go and watch those, and hopefully they're really helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this series of Aruba videos. We had a really fun time making them. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in another video really soon. Bye.